Hello, hello. So we're going to break down why OCD thoughts. Why do we have them? Um, there's not a lot of, maybe really good information on this. There's more in part of the last 5 years than there was 10, 15, 20 years ago, just on my own personal experience of having OCD. But when you have OCD, it's such a wild experience. You have intrusive, irrational thoughts. It's like you think you're going crazy. You don't know anybody else who has it. Early on, the internet was helpful because you hear a lot of people who also had it. But there wasn't a lot of good solutions. A lot of it was like, trying to stop your thoughts and thinking this thought and that thought. And that will, if you have OCD, that will actually make it worse. We're going to talk about why that is and how actually these thoughts, why they're actually there, what they are pointing to, and then our approach for handling it and getting more calming those intrusive, irrational thoughts down. Big topic. And with this topic comes a lot of need for understanding, because you have two different kind of brains. You have a conscious brain. This is where you do all your thinking. When you're listening to me talking right now, you're processing and understanding and thinking about it. You're in your conscious brain, okay? Now, we only have so much brain energy that we can use in this space. And so everything else, probably 95, 90, whatever percent of your brain's processing happens in your subconscious. This is below the surface of your awareness. Conscious brain is where you have all your awareness. If you become aware of it, it's in your conscious brain. If you're not aware of it, it's in your subconscious. And this is such a superpower memory bank that is really the biggest reason that as a species, humans have been able to survive and evolve the way we have, because we can remember. We have this memory bank starting from you're a child, earliest, especially from 0 to 2, 0 to 7, of just downloading this program where we can remember experiences, what happened to us, and how it affected us. And really the whole goal is what's dangerous and what's safe. That's what's of utmost importance, because that's leading to our highest priority for our whole system, which is survival. And that's why we have the subconscious brain. It functions like a computer program. As memories come in, data comes in as a child, our early childhood experiences, we develop a filing system, essentially, of past experiences. Now, with experiences, if you can remember, you have an experience that maybe has an emotional attachment, maybe guilt, shame, fear, anger, sadness. With those, as a child, you develop mental stories or ways of thinking about what happened to understand and cope with it. Okay? That was our conscious brain. Labeled it with stories and beliefs. And that file went into your subconscious program with those mental stories and the emotion together. So now as an adult, when someone, pulls out in front of you, or when a coworker says something, or your child acts out or something, that file is pulled, boom, out of your subconscious system. And you are in that moment, you are reliving that past experience from childhood. Just like that. Now, why would we want that? Why would that system be necessary? Well, the system works with emotions, okay? Because emotions help guide us, again, based on safety and threat. So, the important one would be that, like, hey, you were in the woods and a bear came and you realize that's dangerous, okay? And you got away. You remember, you packed on experiences that told you what was safe and what was not. So when you encounter it again, you know exactly what to do. And your body also knows what to do, because your subconscious brain has a connection to your autonomic nervous system, okay? This is your automatic body processes, like your heart rate, breathing, blood flow, blood pressure, all the systems of your body, okay, and also your fight or flight system. But this is what your subconscious has access to. So, when you see the bear, your blood, your chemicals, neurotransmitters can get dumped in your body, increasing heart rate, blood flow to your extremities, all the things necessary for you to bolt and move. It's all working like that together. Brilliant system for us to survive. But with that comes an extreme liability, and that is that when you have other experiences that have emotions attached to it, and like I said, the conscious brain is wiring in those stories, okay? So this is where there's a huge need for awareness. Now I'm building up to OCD here, so stay with me. Awareness, because anxiety is your threat detection system alarm, okay? That, hey, we're not feeling safe here. Something is threatening the system. Well, we need awareness on what that is. What are we butting up against? Your brain developed this threat detection system throughout childhood. That's your subconscious brain. This is safe, this is not. This is a threat, this is not. So when you come up against that threat as an adult, you're gonna know. Okay? Now, that threat could be a real threat. It could be crossing the road in busy traffic. That threat could also be somebody criticizing you, somebody, saying, you perceive, it could be, getting feedback at work from your boss about how your performance is. You automatically take that as, I'm not good enough. It's me. There's something wrong with me. So you see the tie in there and how it negatively affects us. So the awareness on what are our threats. So I've likened this to a box of I call the box of safety, but the smaller your box, that's the less safe you feel, okay? And that's the less amount of safety you're gonna have experienced. The more safe your system feels, the more free you're gonna be, the more open your system, the more you're gonna be able to see all the opportunities around you. You're gonna be able to take advantage of everything, be grateful. That's all safety. When you're in a threat, you're very narrow-minded. You are focused on a certain thing not happening to you. You're restricted. You feel stuck. Okay, that's the scared, threatened system. It's anxiety. Obviously, all the body feelings that come with it. So understanding what's the boundaries. This is where my system, everything in this box is where my system feels safe. What's the boundaries look like? When I start butting up against the end, when I start feeling anxious, what is it? What's causing me to feel that? That's where you need to develop awareness, because you need to know those things. So when they happen, you become aware of them, and then this is the important step, is separating the mental story from the emotion. Because like I said, when that experience happens, and the emotion comes up, you are reliving that past experience. And so if you stay consciously attached to that story, you are just reliving it. What we want to do is we want to recognize the story, detach from it, let go of it, but be with the emotion. Whenever you try to change an emotional experience or resist it or change it, you are telling the brain, keep it. You're basically keeping that emotion in your body. Letting it be there is actually letting it go, letting it move on through, okay? So, emotion comes up, we identify the belief, the story around it, what's happening, we let go of it, we be with the body experience of the emotion. You can also see, where do I feel this emotion? Do I feel my chest, my hips, my back? What does it feel like? Burning? Is it, hot? Whatever. But be with it. Just be with it. Let it go. Don't try to change it. Don't try to make it wrong. So that's a way of letting go. That's a way of changing, opening up your threat detection system and giving yourself bigger boundaries for your system to engage life in, okay? Now, with anxiety, as this box gets smaller and smaller, for some of us with a genetic predisposition to this, we will develop what was called OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, right? So usually there's the trigger, there's the emotion, and we will repress it, okay? We'll repress it, and then as we do that, we'll get anxiety, okay? But as we keep on repressing, we'll develop irrational and just invasive thoughts and debilitating thoughts. And if you're watching this video, you probably know the type of thoughts that are out there. And it's interesting, a lot of them can be harm related. Where your thoughts are telling you you're gonna, kill somebody, or they can be sexual related, you are gonna molest somebody, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you are a funny one for me, it was this, and it's true for a lot of people. If you are straight, well, there's a fear you may be gay. There's a fear you are gay. If you're gay, there's a fear you are straight. And it's the sexual things can go everywhere and anywhere it wants to. But those are all a manifestation of the bottom fears. So you have all these other fears and emotions, and as you repress those, the OCD thoughts come up here. They come over top of it, okay? So we don't really need to engage. You do the same exact thing. You let go and you feel those emotions that the OCD thoughts are doing. And as over time, and that's the compulsive thing. Obsessive compulsive, right? There's obsessional thought, and there's compulsive behavior. It looks like someone who feels like their hands are contaminated and they're washing their hands. That's it. That's the compulsive part, washing over and over. That's a certain percentage of people, but there's a large percentage of people like myself where it's all mental. You couldn't see what was happening. I was having my obsessive thoughts, and then I was mentally, compulsively resisting them and trying to change them, trying to do something mentally to change the feeling I was having from those thoughts. And so we learned that the compulsion is supporting that obsessional feeling. So it's recognizing I'm having these thoughts. I gotta let go. I gotta stop trying to change it. I gotta be with this emotion. I gotta let it be. And the more you tap into those compulsive behaviors and let go, for me, there were so many. I had so much stories going on in my brain. I was trying to fight everything. I was trying to change this. If I just do this, if I just do this, if I just say this, or if I believe, if I just be more grateful, okay, or if I just, say this prayer. A lot of people that got stuck in religion also have this, but it's recognizing and letting go of all that brain power, all that conscious work we're doing in our brain. Some people view OCD and the thoughts that come with it as a result of like an overwhelmed brain, and that could be the result too. You're thinking too much, overthinking. Why are we overthinking? Because we're trying to fight so many fires. We're trying to put out so many of these fires of the thoughts we're having. But we don't realize that the thoughts are coming because our brain is just doubling down on our other fears. We're freaking our brain out. We're stuffing down our emotions so much for the other fears that our brain just is feeling, well, something must be dangerous. Something must be, it doesn't feel safe. It's more of the threat signal just gets intensified. There's something else. There's more wrong. There's more threats out there. And so we get the thoughts. Your brain's trying to figure out everything. It sees everything as a threat, and it would just go to the extreme level to give you a threat. and that's an OCD thought. So very simple terms, the work is separating the story from the emotion and being with the emotion. Now, I love tapping, emotional freedom technique, EFT tapping, such a great way to calm the body down. A lot of people see EFT tapping as a way to calm the body down, but as an initial step. And then later on, when you get more control and more skill in this area, is that when you feel these emotions, not tapping to calm yourself down, but actually letting that emotion be there in all of its strength and intensity, and that actually helps it release. But tapping is a great way to start out when you're in this emotional space. If you ever just want to bring more calm to your body, and I'll provide videos to that in our online group here. So that's a simple way to think about it. There's a lot more to go, a lot more we could talk about when it comes to OCD, irrational, invasive, intrusive thoughts. They suck. They're really, but you know what really sucks? They suck because we are doing something. We are repressing other feelings. Okay, we are trying to change, manipulate other thoughts and feelings. And so know that you are in control. You are doing something that your brain now thinks it has to prevent you from some other kind of danger, and it's just going haywire. Okay, so you are in control. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this process, or anything to add at all. All right, thanks.